Well, I was earlier today. You were talking about the corporate tax rates, and one of the things that I remember before the Bell system breakup was the invention of the transistor, fiber optics, read relays, the Unix operating system, and believe it or not, the C programming language.
I remember all those
came
things.
From Bell. All of those came. Yeah, look up.
They all came out of Bell Labs.
Book in the C language.
Yeah.
Yes, came from Bell Labs. Yeah. RCA had a similar lab called Sarnoff. That's where Cosmos or CMOS semiconductor logic came from. I believe IBM had a similar kind of thing, which is where hard drives came from.
Yep.
So corporations had a reason to invest in long-term, I guess you could say, risky things.
And it was because of high corporate income taxes, Bob. People don't understand this. These companies had these R&D divisions because they were tax write-offs. They were, with the hope of future profits. But you're absolutely right. And now they don't, by and large. I mean,
the future profits were some distance in the future. They were like maybe 5 years out.
Yep.
They weren't, they weren't profits in the next quarter. That kind of thing. And they could spend a lot of money on the R&D part without showing any profit at all. But you're right, it was a tax write-off against their profits, which is part of what encouraged them to do it.
That's absolutely correct. And when Trump yesterday at his Nazi rally in Madison Square Garden said that if he became president, one of the first things he was going to do was lower the corporate income tax, even lower than it is right now, and it's absurdly low right now. What he was essentially saying is that he was going to end America's innovation binge, which has softened, frankly, since the Reagan tax cuts for corporate taxes and the George W. Bush tax cuts for corporate taxes and the Donald Trump tax cuts for corporate taxes, because high corporate taxes encourage companies to invest in R&D rather than just shoveling those profits into the pockets of their CEOs and top executives and shareholders.
Yeah, that's why they say that when I heard about that C word, I said, we've got to say something about the C language.
Or the C suite.
And how we got it.
Yeah, no, I got it. Yeah, excellent.
Thank you, Tom.
Excellent point, Bob. I mean, this is so important. Most Americans do not realize that the main reason we have a corporate income tax is not to raise revenue. It's to influence, to get corporations to do the right thing, to do what's good for their employees, to pay their employees better, because that's a tax-deductible expense, and to develop new and better products and help America become the innovation capital of the world, because that's a tax-deductible expense. And most Americans, never having run a business, have no idea. Bob, that was brilliant. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the call.